wild times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wild times when people celebrate people getting killed now. Like, that never happened before. Like, even when someone bad got killed before, you're like, oh, wow, that's kind of crazy.
I've been thinking a lot about this.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, I don't think we all exist in the same reality anymore. Not on some multiverse shit,
Right.
but, like, just, like, how
we see the world.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's, like, especially with Charlie's death, because I was in Australia when it happened, so, like, I had time. Like, I wasn't doing pods, I wasn't doing stand-up, I'm just, like, sitting around in a trailer all day this movie, so I, like, started watching, like, a bunch of his stuff. Also, I want to say he did something really cool. Like, I didn't really know him, but, like, he DM'd a couple times, but he saw a headline about me once, and he DM'd me. And, like, I don't even have a relationship with this guy. He goes, this headline looks a little weird. Like, I know we don't really know each other, but, like, is this what you meant? And, like, there are people who I know I've considered colleagues that haven't even afforded that to me.
Yeah.
They just ran with a headline and, like, made a video, got clicks, views, or whatever like that.
Right.
Like, this guy I don't even know hits me up and goes, is this what you meant?
This conversation hits deep. Andrew Schultz and Joe Rogan dive deep into how society's changed. People now celebrate others' downfalls. Empathy's fading away. And it feels like we're all living in different realities. It's such a powerful talk about what humanity's turning into in today's digital world.
I met him once at a gun range.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I met him at Terran Tactical. So I was down there training. You know, do you know what Terran
This is
Tactical
the one
is?
where you see, like, a lot of, like,
Yes,
celebs.
the
that go-
one where you
yeah.
see celebs. He trained Keanu Reeves for John Wick. He's the man. Like, Taron Butler is like a multiple-time world champion shooter of those, you know, the events that they have where it's timed or shooter ready.
Yeah.
So I met him there. Seemed like a real nice guy. You know, I didn't know anything about him back then. I didn't know much about his beliefs and views that were controversial until after he got killed. And then people started sending me stuff. And I was like, okay, what's the context of this?
That's
He shouldn't have said it that way. There was some ones that we've talked about before. One specifically, you know, but it guy, first of all, was 31 years old.
Yeah.
All right. When I was 31, thank God there wasn't like Twitter, or especially when I was 21. Oh my God, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. You know, judging like that's like that Nick Fuentes kid. He's like 26. Like, thank God. It didn't exist when I was 21.
Dude, yeah.
I was a moron. I was a complete moron, like most people, especially if you grow up around morons.
Yeah.
But I think he said a few things that if I was his friend, I would say, don't say it like that. I know what you're trying to say, but don't ever say, when I go into a cockpit, I hope that the pilot, if he's black, is qualified. I know what you're trying to say. You shouldn't hire underqualified pilots.
Yeah.
But saying it like that,
Just because of the color of their skin.
He's probably not hanging out with black people, not knowing how offensive that's going to be for them. How you got to go, that's not what I meant. Like, you got to, that's not what I meant before you say it.
Yeah.
You got to run it through the filter. Like, what am I trying to say?
Yeah.
We all don't want unqualified people to do dangerous jobs, period. Doesn't matter what race they are. If all of a sudden white people became a minority and they had to start hiring dopey whites,
we'd be upset. And he makes a lot. Like, he makes it with sports.
This part really makes you think. Joe and Andrew talk about how people rush to judge others, especially after they're gone. Joe's right. We all said dumb things when we were younger, but social media now magnifies every mistake. It's not always hate, sometimes just poor wording, a real reminder to think before judging.
I realized it when I was doing like a promo tour for Life, my last special, right? I would go on a couple pods that like, and like maybe like 10, 15, 20 minutes into the conversation, I would realize like, oh, wow, they have a very different view of me than me.
The New York Times one.
No, well, the New York Times one, I was like expecting it for sure. But even when I went on Dax's podcast, Dax knew me, but his co-host, I was like, oh, she has an idea of me that's like cultivated by the internet and headlines.
Cartoonish.
Exactly. And it's just a flattened version, right? It's like, there's really no humanity in it. It's just, these are the things that people are saying that I'm saying with no context.
Right.
And then you just create an archetype. And like, I think in a lot of ways, that's the Charlie thing to the furthest extreme, right? It's just like, if you're on the right, there's one version of Charlie. If you're on the left, there's another version of Charlie.
Right.
And when he died, this person that you saw as like a good, God-fearing man, you're like heartbroken by it. And then on the left, this person you saw that was like bigoted or hateful, you're like, okay, I'm not really heartbroken by it. Some people are even crazy enough to be like, he deserved it, or this is what you get, right? But they can only have that feeling if he's completely dehumanized the version of him that they see all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That happens to you, it happens to me, it happens to like anybody who's on the internet talking, you know, for a few hours a week. And when I saw that shit, and especially I saw like this visceral reaction to Charlie, that's what sows the insanity in the country, because the people on the left are seeing the people on the right be heartbroken, but they're like, why are you heartbroken over this guy who's a bigot? And the people on the right are seeing the people on the left celebrating. They're like, why are you celebrating the death of this God-fearing family man? And both sides just think each other is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
When in reality, he's neither of those cartoons.
This part is deep. Andrew nails how the internet and algorithms turn people into flat, cartoon versions of themselves. One headline, one clip, and boom, everyone thinks they know you. He's showing how both sides see totally different versions of the same person. Like with Charlie, the right saw a hero, the left saw a villain, and that's why everyone's fighting. Nobody's seeing the real human anymore.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So it was just the life thing. When I was talking to those people, I was like, 20 or 30 minutes in the conversation, they'd be like, oh, wow, like, yeah, you're not kind of who I thought you were.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, because you let people tell you who I was in 30-second clips. It's not like I have 4 hours of podcasting every single week that you can indulge in to figure it out.
What do they try to label you as? Like, what's the angle they take on you? Is it you're part of the manosphere? Oh, you're heterosexual. That's
and
a
I
problem.
hate it.
Heterosexual is a real problem in this day and age.
Yeah, no, it's I think that like
manosphere.
I think there's like
podcast bros.
Rogan verse, like manosphere, like,
Yeah.
and I think that this is kind of a new iteration post-election. So I think what a lot of people are struggling with the fact is they're trying to like find a way that the Democrats lost the election without taking any accountability for like what they were doing.
Right.
So it's like, oh, because he went on Rogan and Schultz and Theo's podcast.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he won. It's like, no, they kind of ran a dead guy that was very unpopular, and then they ran a woman that can't really talk that well in front of the camera.
And they had an open border for 4 years that freaked everybody out.
Sure, but like in New York, people aren't really worried about the open border.
Oh,
but
they were. You don't think they were? I talked to a lot of people in New York that were upset about the migrants that had been shipped there, that they were putting up in the Roosevelt Hotel.
Yeah.
How crazy that was.
The migrant crisis for sure, like New York, I think like affected people. I'm not saying it didn't, but like, I don't think that they attach it to the border. I think they're more just like, well, just don't send them here. You know what I mean? Like, just keep them down there or whatever. Like, you guys chose to live near the border.
Remember when they sent them to Martha's Vineyard?
Oh, yeah. They
sent
cleaned
them to
that up real
Martha's
quick.
Vineyard. It's like, get the fuck out of here. They moved them out so quick. Martha's Vineyard is all liberals, bro.
Yeah.
It's all super rich Mercedes driving limo.
It's the NIMBYism. What is it called? Not in my backyard.
Exactly.
Right. That's like and there's a Ezra Klein. Do you know Ezra?
Yes.
Yeah, and like Ezra did a great piece on it. It's so funny because like he's trying to be reasonable right now. He's like trying to have.
And they're calling him a right winger.
And I keep hitting him up, and I'm like, bro, you're doing the right thing when there are groups that like hate you because you're actually trying to like win an election. You're trying to be reasonable. He had this whole thing about like, hey, the reason why they can build a lot of buildings in Texas and why we can't in Los Angeles is because there are restrictive laws, and people are like, this guy's an animal. And I'm just like, all right, buddy, I don't know what to do. So I understand that frustration.
This part's both funny and real. Andrew's pointing out how people judge him from 30-second clips instead of actually listening to his full podcasts. He's showing how quick everyone is to label, or whatever, without understanding the real person. Then they dive into how politics and media twist everything, blaming podcasts for election results instead of taking responsibility. It's a smart take on how people love easy narratives instead of truth. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section.